welcome to the Trend Talk. We are your host, Bel Hernandez
and Maravina Jaimes. Today we welcome award-winning casting director Carla Hool, responsible for casting some of your favorite characters in Oscar-winning Coco, A Better Life, Bless Me Ultima, and TV series like The Bridge, Islos High, Gentefied, and the life of iconic Tejana singer-songwriter in Selena, the series.
But first, we're going to talk to Carola Gonzalez. She's an award-winning makeup artist for the likes of Kerry Washington and Zoe Saldana. She will be sharing her skincare secrets, and she will tell us about her techniques, her makeup techniques that give you that Hollywood glow.
So don't go away. The Trend Talk will be back with makeup artist Carola Gonzalez.
We welcome celebrity Hollywood makeup artist whose work's been featured in Glamour, Marie Claire, Town and Country, and she's worked on set, on the red carpet. She is all over Hollywood, making up the most elite actresses in Hollywood, including Hunter Schafer from Euphoria, Kerry Washington from Scandal, Zoe Saldana from Avatar, and we want to welcome Carola Gonzalez to the Trend Talk.
Hi, Carola.
Hi, how are you, Maravina?
So I want to quote you. I read an article in Vulture magazine where you said that you had to start with a clean slate before you touched any makeup. So tell us a little bit about your routine for a clean face.
I've been using the Dove Beauty Cleansing Bar, and it's been amazing because I've been a fan of Dove since I was like a little girl. And I've been using it on my body, but I didn't know that it's so gentle that you can actually use it on your face. So I've been cleansing it, and it not only cleanses your face, it adds hydration because they have a signature moisturizing cream that they put in the soap. It also cleans germs, dirt, and it actually leaves the skin super hydrated and ready for makeup. Because a lot of the times I work with a lot of like my celebrity clients, what I find the most common thing that they all have is dehydrated skin. And when your skin is dehydrated, your face acts like a sponge. So whatever I'm putting on it, your skin is just absorbing it. And I've had clients where I put makeup, like I'm doing their makeup, and half an hour later, they look like they've been using they've had the makeup for 5 hours. And that's a sign of dehydration because your skin is just absorbing everything. And makeup won't last. If you're dehydrated, the makeup won't last. It's like, you're gonna see it. It's really crazy because at first, when it first started happening, I didn't know what was happening. And I didn't understand why with certain clients, everything was smooth and perfect. And then all of a sudden with other clients, the skin was just really acting as a sponge. So you really have to make sure that you cleanse your skin, it's hydrated, use it with a gentle cleanser like Dove's Beauty Bar, that is not going to strip your oils away, that is going to hydrate it, and just get it ready.
Well, you probably picked up a lot of tips along the way throughout your whole career, and thank you for sharing those. But I'm interested, how did you get started in makeup, and how did you end up being one of Hollywood's top makeup artists?
I used to be a model back in Miami. And I hated how they did my makeup. I hated it. I did not understand how in the world I look worse with makeup on than when I walked in with no makeup. So I was like, so that made me understand the importance of feeling good in front of a camera, because it's very hard to transmit, like, to feel good and confident when you're really feeling ugly and not and unattractive. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to learn how to do my own makeup. I'm gonna come camera ready. And I bought the Kevin Aquan Making Faces book, because by then we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have social media platforms. It was really like school or books. And that book taught me everything. I started practicing on my friends. Then I called my friends who were photographers, and I'm like, listen, maybe I wanna get into makeup. And they all gave me the opportunity. And little by little, my best practice was to be in Miami, because it's like a melting pot of nationalities. There's every skin tone, every skin shade, like what you name it. So every day with the photographers that I was working with, it gave me an opportunity to work on all those different skin tones. And it got to the point that I was like, you know what? I want to be a celebrity makeup artist. I'm packing my bags and I am getting out of here and I'm going to LA.
I mean, you're well known for your glowing effect. I want to ask you how you have given this to, you know, Kerry and so many other celebrities. Tell us how you find the glow.
You know, it's very simple. I don't complicate myself with a lot of products. And I see a lot of makeup artists, you know, applying like, you know, doing a lot of things to the skin before preparing it. All I ask is that it's clean and that it's well hydrated. If it needs a little bit more hydration, so for instance, like also we have to consider people that live in Miami, there's a lot of humidity there. So you're already glowing. People that live in California or places that are drier, you're not glowing. You need to hydrate the skin. So you want to use something that is rich, rich in hydration, and that when you put it on your skin, you see it glowing. If you put a moisturizer on and your skin is not glowing, then it's not going to work with the foundation. Also, you have to be careful with oils because oils tend to, when you use the foundation on top of oils, it does create a different effect. And it's harder for the coverage to be the coverage that you want. My advice is to use moisturizers versus oils because the makeup really sets differently. So everything that you put on before, make sure that, you know, that it's not a lot because it's going to affect how the makeup's going to set. But I do, so, and also I use a foundation that is, it's not too hydrating and it's not matte. So right in the middle, because when you're getting the hydration from the moisturizer, you want to count something that counteracts it, but it still makes the skin glowy, but it still looks natural.
I did see you do something that I thought was very interesting. You actually used moisturizer as a little bit of highlight. Something I would have never thought about, but now that I think about it, you're just putting a little bit so the light will catch it. It's not something that is going to mix or dilute the makeup that you've put
Yes.
on, which I think is great.
And what you want to do is you want to rub it on your fingertips and just dab it because you don't want to go like this because then you're going to remove the makeup. So you're only dabbing it. And it's also great to apply moisturizer throughout the day because you're also hydrating your skin. You're actually giving something good to your skin. And for instance, another thing, like with concealers, when they cake or when you start seeing creases, also just take a little bit of moisturizer and just dab it, you know, and that's going to reduce the appearance of like the fine lines or it being cakey or dry. You know, moisturizer is a miracle worker. I'm telling you.
I want to talk about the trends. What are the trends, the colors, the makeup trends? What's happening in the makeup world?
Lately, there's not much going on in the makeup world because of all the masks that we have to wear. And I do really miss lipstick, you know, because, you know, we have these masks and we're going out. So right now I feel like it's more focused on the eyes than anything else. But I do love some lipstick trends that I've seen, like the two-tone lipstick, or like when you line the outer edge of your lip, you know, with like a neutral shade, and then you fill it in with another one, like mixing shades. You know, I'm always into that. Like even with red lipstick, I love to use like a darker shade of lip liner. And I line my lips and then I put a brighter shade of red on the lips. And that just creates an amazing, like, I don't know, it just creates like a dimension.
Now, would you say that everything's in? Like you could do bright like Maravina's wearing, or you could do like nude like you're wearing?
Everything is in. There's no rules to makeup. Listen, even what I tell you is my way. It doesn't mean that whatever you do is right or wrong. As long as you get to the end result and it looks good, it doesn't matter. You know, I'm not here to say you need to do this, you need to do that. I think that you just need to start knowing your face, knowing exactly how you want the end result to look like, and then work towards it. Also, using the wrong shades of makeup can age you. So you have to look for shades that actually do not age you, because shades do like there is makeup out there that does age you, and it has to do with your color selection.
Give us an example.
It's a lot of like browns that are flat, like flat. When you see a color that is flat, and a lot of it, like those neutral shades, stay away from flat tones because they do end up aging you somehow.
If you want a nice nude lip, what part of your body should you be matching for a nude lip? I mean, your actual lips, or I mean, because I have seen nudes that sometimes you put them on and you're like nothing.
I think the perfect nude is something when you put it on, it uplifts you, or try to match your own lip shade, or maybe a little bit darker.
Okay.
You know, so like a shade darker. You know, I think that that's the best way to find that perfect nude. But if it washes you out, bye, stay away.
So how, you know, I know that I'm guilty of it when I was younger, like, and I'd go out somewhere and I'd come home really tired and I forget about washing my face. How bad is that? Tell us, how bad is that?
It is horrible. It's horrible because you know what happens when you don't wash your face? It clogs your pores, and that can lead to breakouts, and that can lead to acne. So that's why it's very important that you keep your skin clean, and that you do that on your everyday, like you brush your teeth. You know, you have to do it every day. Listen, one time that you don't take your makeup off because you're really tired is not gonna kill you, but if it becomes a habit, then you know it will affect your skin.
And which of the soaps that the new brand of soaps that Dove has, which one would be the good one to use?
Mango.
Mango.
She likes mango.
They have all of them. You know, they have so many different variety now, like scents and like the coconut. I'm more of a coconut girl, but I think because I'm from Puerto Rico, I'm always attracted to that scent. But the original one is amazing. They have one that is unscented. Yeah. So for people that are not really into things that have smell and have sensitive skin, they have one for sensitive skin. It really depends on which scent you like or you prefer, but all of them work the same way.
But also, I mean, since we're washing our hands so much, it's also good to know that you're not drying out your hands because it truly is moisturizing. I really wasn't that familiar with it, believe it or not. And I'm like, wow, this is really great stuff. So, Carola, we're so happy that you joined us today on the Trend Talk. If people want to follow you, where should they follow you?
Oh, they can follow me on Instagram at Carola G Makeup.
Carola Gonzalez, celebrity makeup artist. Thank you so much for joining us on the Trend Talk. Don't go away. We'll be back after this message with multiple award-winning casting director, Carla Hool. So we are back at the Trend Talk with the Casting Society's RTOS Award recipient for her achievement in casting for her work in the Oscar-winning film, Coco. Welcome, Carla Hool.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, como no, y felicidades. Congratulations on your invitation to join the Film Academy, because very well deserved. You've been casting for over 12 years and you have over 100 projects under your belt. So it's about time.
It's about time.
Into the Academy. So congrats on that.
Yeah, I've been casting for 18 years, actually.
And you look so young. ¿Cómo le haces? ¿Cómo le haces? ¿Qué es tu secreto?
No, I actually started kind of late. I started, you know, well, I got married, had kids, got divorced, and then I started my career.
Oh my.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, you've excelled in your career for sure.
Well, yes, you've done amazingly well. And just to follow that note, give us a little bit about your background. Eres de México, ¿no?
Mexicana.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you eventually got into casting.
Yeah.
How eventually I got into casting? Well, I'm like the fourth generation or fifth generation in the industry. So I kind of grew up in it, and I didn't think I was gonna work in film until I got divorced and my dad invited me to come and work on a film with him.
Tell us who your father is.
Well, his name is Conrad Hool, and my uncle Lance. They've been, producers for many, many years, done a lot of films. And they used to go and shoot a lot to Mexico back in the day when, things still weren't as bad, and a lot of American projects used to go and shoot big films down in Mexico. So in one of his films, he invited me to come and work with him. And I was divorced. I had 2 kids. I was like, what? So he put me in casting, and I really loved it. And he said, you should open something in Mexico that is professional, because, there isn't anything that is really, really professional. There were 2 casting directors back then. And that's what I did. And I worked in Mexico for 5 years, and then I moved to LA. My dad used to live in LA. My dad's family, my mom is Mexican, my dad. So anyway, so I moved to LA 13 years ago. And it was start from zero, like not from zero because I had my, my resume, but, I had to go out and knock on doors, and it wasn't easy, but.
You did it. And also you have a variety of projects that you've cast, and you've opened doors for a lot of people. And one of the really fascinating and much awaited projects is the Selena series that's coming up on Netflix, right? Netflix. And so that was such a great project for some up and coming talent that got cast. Tell us about the process, because I know I was involved in the first casting of the movie, and the lines were around the block it was an open casting. Yours was not an open casting, but all of those wonderful talent. It was?
It was an open casting, not physically, but we opened it up and saw thousands and thousands of girls. So we got self-tapes. And thousands of self-tapes. And
how do you do that? How do you keep, like, what is the process? Because after seeing so many tapes, how is it that you narrow it down to that lucky cast member that got the job?
Well, I mean, I have to say a lot of those, it was a lot of check marks to cast Selena. So, it was hard. It was really hard. So most of those tapes didn't, they weren't good.
The actress that actually, that you did cast, Christian Serratos, I mean, she is amazing. And just as amazing is young Selena. Tell us about finding young Selena.
Both of them. Tell us about finding both of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially, Christian, I mean, finding the older Selena, that was a lot of work, and we had callbacks and everything, and she was, at the end of the day, she was the best. We were open to finding someone new, and we had callbacks and saw tons and tons of people, and it ended up being her, the best choice. And for young Selena as well. I mean, God, I must have seen I don't know how many kids. But she was amazing, and her voice and just everything.
How do you feel when you know that you've given someone a job that was a career-making job? I mean, is it like a proud mom who sees her person she cast go on to big things? Yes,
it's very satisfying. That's one of the things I enjoy the most, changing people's lives.
Wow.
That's seeing them where they come from, and then suddenly, their lives change.
Yeah.
Like the boy from Coco, same thing. His
family's
life and changed, and then see them grow up, especially when you cast them since they're like very little, like Paulina Gaitan right now. She's now a grown woman, but I cast her in her very first film when she was only 11 years old, and I've cast her in many since, and now she was a little girl, and now she's a grown-up woman and successful, and it's just beautiful to watch.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have worked with some incredible directors, Iñárritu, well, the list goes on and on. But you are also a filmmaker in your own right.
Well, I mean, I'm a filmmaker in the sense that casting is such an important part. And many times it's all about getting the right cast to get the financing.
Right, right.
So many times the project won't get, you know, the financing unless it has a good cast, and it's a tricky thing.
Well, I wanted to find out though, I had a question.
We also get
About,
questions.
yes, about the pet peeves that casting directors have. You know, it's so different how actors, and I used to be an actor, so I speak from experience, how actors perceive the casting process as opposed to how the producers on the other table and the directors and producers and casting directors, how they see the casting process. So tell us about one pet peeve that really no actor should really do that, because it just blows their chance.
I mean, that's why I invite a lot of actors that are starting, I invite them to come and be readers with me so they can see this side of the room. It's very important. I mean, I think I'm very easy. I'm very, you know, I try to be very open and nice with actors because I know it's nerve-wracking for them. It's like the hardest part of being an actor, really, the casting process. But one of the things that does kind of just bother me a little bit, that makes me not want to call an actor back, would be when an actor is too desperate, you know, and they come in and they'll do the scene, and then, you know, you maybe give them a direction or not, and, you know, and they'll ask for another take. You're like, okay. So I'm usually open to, so I give them another take, and then they'll keep asking for more takes.
Oh.
And I've even had actors where they walk out and come back 10 minutes later and ask, please, can I do it again?
Oh my
And
God.
it just makes you, maybe they did a great job, but at the end of the thing, and it just, they give out a desperate vibe, ¿no? O sea, como mucha inseguridad.
Sí.
Mhm.
Bueno, eso tiene también que ver con, bueno, que no hay tanto que hacer, no hay mucha práctica, digamos, en la cuestión de audiciones. Digo, siempre es una cuestión de educación, entrenamiento, ¿no? Pero I also think that, I mean, you being known as the internationally recognized, you know, cultural authority, I mean, it's kind of, you know, it's nerve-wracking to come and see you sometimes, I bet.
Well, and I'm very, very warm and very caring and very, you know, open with actors. And I think that's one of the most important things for me, is to make them feel comfortable. Because if they don't feel comfortable and secure, then they're not going to give the best.
And some casting directors are so jaded. They won't even look up. They're like, okay, what, say your line. Okay, thank you, bye.
So you know what? I grew up in Mexico. So I'm Latina. And I've been in cast, you know, I've been with casting directors in the US. And in general, Latinos were warmer people, and, you know, I hugged them and kissed them, you know, the actors. Usually, you know, I've been in situations where, like, there's like the head of casting for, you know, the project for the studio, and an actor will come in and give the hand to shake, and the person will be like, no, I don't shake hands.
Oh my goodness.
So of course, in that minute, the actor just crumbles, you know, his self-esteem, security, se derrumba, you know, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a terrible way to start.
And from here forward, that is basically going to be the way that we are going to conduct ourselves.
Well, that was the way it was already.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things, when you were saying, you know, not a lot of experience, that's one of the things when I've taught like workshops, never here in LA, but like I've gone to Spain or to Guadalajara Film Festival. I tell actors these things, you know, when you go in, it's not the same thing in Mexico. It's not the same thing in Spain and in other countries. Here, it's very different. and it's very business, and it's very, you walk in, you don't shake hands, you don't, you say hi. If they talk to you, good, then you talk. If not, you just go in and do your thing and walk out.
Thank you
Which is
so
very-
much for that, all those insights, because it really is going to help. And thank you for making time to come and speak to us. I'm sure that everyone's going to want to watch this episode because Carla Hool is in it. So thank you so much.
Of course.
Gracias.
We wish you a lot of success in the future, and we can't wait to see Selena. And thank you again. And everyone, please don't go away, because we will be right back with the Trend Talk Trendsetter shout out.
Welcome back. Our Trend Talk Trendsetter shout out goes to the Dove Self-Esteem Project, which promotes creating a positive self-image and self-love for our tweens. Learning to celebrate the way you look and thinking of beauty as a source of confidence, not anxiety. For more information, follow Dove.
And we hope you have enjoyed our guests, celebrity makeup artist Carola Gonzalez and casting director Carla Hool. Remember to follow us on Instagram at The Trend Talk Show, because if it's trending, we're talking.